8:43 at the DJ Laz Morning Show. It is 38 degrees outside. If you haven't realized yet, it is damn freezing out here in the MIA. We ain't used to these temperatures.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure you bundle up. And it's going to be cold for the next couple of days. It's going to get gradually warmer, but not crazy. Not what we're used to in the 80s here. Okay, this DJ Laz 844, 50 Cent live on the DJ Laz Morning Show. Of course, this whole issue with Rick Ross and 50, and it's what, you know, the streets have been talking about. Fifth.
Yeah.
All right, couple more questions for you, and then we're going to wrap this thing up, dog.
All right.
Listen, you have a lot of fans here in Miami, and you also have a lot of people that don't like you here in Miami.
Right.
Okay, and that
like everywhere else.
Like I was about to say, that goes for everywhere else you go. It's nothing new to you. Are you nervous or scared about coming to Miami ever again?
Well, from talking to Rick, for like going back and forth with him, yo, listen, I go everywhere I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if there's no, if that's the case, then they shouldn't even come back to New York City. They shouldn't be able to go to Connecticut, period. I got a key to Connecticut.
So
there's certain markets and territories that, like, when you spend time in those actual areas, you know everybody.
Right.
So it's like, you know what's crazy is he picked the time to try and to start something with me when his street politics ain't right. Like, he burned a lot of bridges. You got people around him that works hard for him. The E-Class, there's a bunch of them, you know what I'm saying, that did things for him that at the end of the day, you know, he decides that don't mean nothing. He ain't even with Slip and Slide right now. He ain't got no, what is it, is the new circle is what I'm supposed to be afraid of? Trust me, man, when you're making adjustments, you don't need to be playing with me, man.
And you said something earlier in this interview that you didn't even know there was a problem. That there were apparently at the BET Awards some look or something like that happened, and you didn't even see him. Now, I noticed here that you're taking shots at Wayne. What's up with you taking shots at Lil Wayne?
Well, Wayne had something to come out on a, I don't know if it was mixtape material or something. He was supposed to have a record, but when it came out, it said featuring Lil Boosie like it was a song. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when it came out, my interpretation immediately, I thought this is old. You see what I'm saying? Because I knew he had made something when I had put a freestyle out because he played it around people and they got back. You understand what I'm saying? So when I hear it, I'm like, yo, but he never said anything. He never created clarity for the public. So people are going to assume that you want to see me die ugly because that's what he's saying on the actual song. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I'm listening to what you're saying.
So I address it to create the clarity there and say, if that's where you want to go, I'm gonna let it go open for you to come through here too. It don't matter to me. Like it's like this. If you look at people who have issues or would have a threat level, all my stuff is still, I'm in the same, under the same conditions I was coming out of South Jamaica. So it ain't like I got issues where I'm vulnerable in any space. Because I done patched those holes. I spin the passenger seat like Pog and Big did, but my cars are bulletproof. So I'll make those adjustments. So if theirs ain't, they need to consider that.
So if nobody were to ever say anything about you or diss you in any way, would you just be the type of dude that would just...
I wouldn't have anything to say. You know, both of y'all right now know that it would make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not with all that damn money.
It would make absolutely no sense. If they're not coming out of the woodworks at me, then what am I talking about? Why am I even responding to?
But let's just face it. Some people live for controversy. People love when other people talk. That's the way they feel like they're empowered, and that's the way they feel that they're in the limelight. I mean, like I said, me, with your money, dog, you'd never see my ass again. I would be on the yacht somewhere with 15 strippers, and it'd be a wrap.
Go in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Because even from the perspective that he speaks from, I could tell you what the Rick Ross whole next album sounds like. It sounds like the biggest drug dealer in Miami. He's talking about cocaine. He got all of this money and descriptions of all of these things in a lifestyle that he doesn't live. After the fact, he didn't have a criminal history, but you caught a case after his music took off.
So let me ask you this: how do you know like what type of life he lived?
In order for you to become a correctional officer, you have to absolutely have a clean record. They check everything.
I have a clean record. I used to sell brownies from my house.
But what I'm saying to you is, for you to go from that to writing that you're the, you know what he's writing? He's like deep cover. He's like in too deep. He's like the guy that says this stuff to himself so much that he begins to believe it.
Wow. Listen, again, this it doesn't look like there's an end to this 50 Cent Rick Ross situation. Not anytime soon. If there's anything that we've learned from Pac and Biggie,
we don't want to be in this situation
we don't
again.
want to be
Bottom
in this
line,
situation again.
regardless of who started it, who's saying what, seriously, like, we don't want to watch another movie about 50 Cent and Rick Ross.
I think we should both be adults about it. You know what I'm saying? Move on. It is what it is. You got your paper. You got his papers. It's a done deal. Live your life, like T.I. said. But apparently that ain't going to happen anytime soon. I do appreciate your phone call this morning because, you know, your people reached out, and I think people needed to hear this on the radio.
They sure did, didn't they?
Okay, and, you know, not just that, but I also asked Ross and Ross's people to call up. So I'm hoping I can get that phone call next, and we can talk about this and the other side of the coin. Because
you'll have, you know, what you'll have is a lot of aggressive talk. It means nothing.
So last question here. What is your next move? Like, are you just chilling right now? Are you going to go back onto your website and say something else, or are you waiting for another move from him before you do anything?
I mean, I feel like I'm in middle school right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, but it's always from the initial situation. It's always been me responding to what he's doing.
Okay.
It hasn't been me just doing it for no reason.
Can't we all just get along and grow the hell up?
Yeah, like I mean, if you don't, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, right? And this uses common sense, so you know your basic knowledge. If you don't do anything to initiate a situation with a person, why would you think reason was a possibility? Why would you think just your common sense, like if you didn't do anything to initiate the actual altercation, what makes you think you can defuse it in conversation or resolve it in any kind of way?
I think a lot of people are talking that this is a publicity stunt gone wrong, and that's a lot of consensus out there.
Yeah, from Rick Ross's perspective, because when he call it, he gonna tell you his album title and the date when it's supposed to come out. I don't trust me. I don't care. I don't need this. When I get ready to come with an actual record, I didn't even set a release date.
50, Doug. I hope all this blows over and we can get back to making music, which is what people love to do. And like I said, you got a lot of fans here, but you also got a lot of people that don't like you, but that's everywhere. And I'm sure Ross is the same way. You got a lot of fans, and in certain places people don't like him. But bottom line, let's all grow up, make some good music, and have a damn good time, because life is
But you know what the difference
short.
is? Before, I know you got to be, you know, politically correct and everything like that, but the difference between 50 Cent and Rick Ross is mine is worldwide.
You know what?
His situation is, look, when you may feel that energy
wait,
within
50,
Miami, you may feel there's some people there that like me and some people there that don't.
50,
but dominantly, when we go outside of the country and everywhere else, these guys don't exist there. He's going to be classified another victim.
50, but you weren't always worldwide. You became that.
Right, but initially, when I'm as local as from 134th Street to 8 block radius, if you're talking about from the initial start. But what I'm saying to you is my first effort took me to 12 million worldwide and international superstar, no territorial space that I haven't stopped by.
Where there's no end to this anytime soon. 50,
I mean, just making a direct comparison career-wise, you know it don't make no sense. Like, we can't even make, the guy that just pays attention to hip-hop knows there's no comparison between 50 Cent and Rick Ross.
Well, that being said, wouldn't you think that maybe, okay, since you, and according to you, you're bigger, and you have supposedly more fans, wouldn't you say, hey, you know